Hello YouTube and welcome to Gemini season. So this is just a quick little Gemini season check-in. What's coming towards you this Gemini season in terms of love? So it is a general love reading. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. I'm not putting any labels on. Obviously, if something comes through in the reading, I will say so, but I'm not putting any kind of labels on it. It is just a general love reading. Please do like and subscribe. It means a lot when you do this because obviously it encourages me to make more content. And let's get into the reading. So guys, what's coming up for you in love this Gemini season? We have got the Knight of Crystals and we've got the Sun. So there is a slow mover that you are going to be having an ending with, I do feel. So there's somebody who potentially, like, you might be with them in a relationship, or it could be even a connection that's in separation. But either way, you guys, it's coming to a close. I do feel like, especially this summertime, it's something that you have really felt like you are flogging a dead horse. You guys watching this, you may have felt like you have been pushing this person to do something. You've been pushing them in the relationship. You have had to do the driving. Like, you've done all the driving here. And it's getting to a point now where you are like, do you know what? Right, okay. This person could be somebody who's laid back. But you are like, this is like, you couldn't be any more laid back if you tried. Like, this is too laid back. Like, I need someone who's got a little bit more willpower. I need someone who's got a little bit more force, like somebody who does a bit of the driving for me, shares the load. Like, it does feel like you're constantly trying to shape the relationship in the direction you want it, and at times it could even mean that you feel like you're forcing them to do things. I do feel strongly like this is a relationship more than someone in separation, but it could also be people in separation who have just had enough of chasing this person, or you've had enough of them not showing as much interest as you show, and you just want it over now. Like, you want to end this cycle once and for all. Let's see what else comes up. Right, okay, so we've got the King of Cups. This person has got a depth of emotion that they are not accessing this. You cannot access this because they don't want to show it. They don't want to be made to be vulnerable, and maybe that is because the person that maybe it is because they have got a guard up, potentially. It could also be potentially because you do need to go into separation for them to be able to heal this wound, but it also could be that this is just not the person for you, and ultimately you're not the person for them either, and you're not the person to be able to unlock that emotion or access it for them. And I think this is something of a bit of an argument that you guys have had at times, because it might have been that in the beginning stages they were quite emotional, and then they've locked themselves off for whatever reason, whether it's because they've got comfortable or whether it's because they just don't feel like, it could be that they're too comfortable in the relationship, but it could also be that they're uncomfortable sharing that emotion. Let's see what else we've got. And it could also be a reason why you've stayed away from actually ending things, because you do know deep down that they are quite a vulnerable person, and that it could really affect their emotional stability if you were to decide to end things. But I feel like this Gemini season is definitely, there's a portal for you to be able to do that. There's a portal for you to say, do you know what, I don't think this relationship's working. Like, there's going to be some kind of event that triggers a reaction, or that triggers you to say, do you know what, right, I don't think this is working. Or maybe even they might. We've got the Two of Cups, so I am going to clarify that. And to clarify it, we've got the Five of Wands. So yeah, this relationship isn't working. It's not what it used to be. It's not fit for purpose, Spirit's saying. So I feel like there is a bit of an option here for some of you guys. Like, I feel like some of you guys could stay the course in these relationships, in these connections. You could say, do you know what, I've put so much into this relationship, I don't want to let go. I want to keep at it. I don't want to hurt this person, so I'm going to keep at it. But it's not going to serve you in the long run. It's not end game. It's not going to be one that you want to pursue down the line. So whether it's in 2 years' time you decide, you know what, finally it's the right time to leave, or whether you do it now, I do feel like this is something that's not going to go the distance. It's not fit for purpose. You have not got that alignment. You're not going to be able to grow together. And I do feel like it takes me back to what I was saying about the King of Cups. You know, this person does have a depth of emotion, but they can't access it with you because you're not the right person. You're not the person to show them how to do so. And that could be very frustrating for you because you know that they are quite emotional, or they've got the capability to be like that, but they are just not growing for you, or they're not changing for you. And I don't believe they ever really will. We've got the Ten of Cups. There's a nostalgia about this. There's like almost like when you do think about ending things or ending the connection, that you say to yourself, but we've got this history of happiness. We've had a lot of, you know, good times together. We've had this, we've had that, we've got a history basically. And that could be one thing that has stopped you from ending things. But Spirit really wants you to make a choice now, because it is, if it's not going to be now, it will be later down the line. And I think that Gemini season is holding the ingredients, let's say, for you to be able to like basically end this connection and create something else from the kind of wreck of it. If you know, for lack of a better way of putting it, it feels like there's something in the air that's going to allow you to have a transformative ending. So, you know, you could end this relationship and obviously that would be rough, but at the same time, there's some kind of a cosmic alignment that will bring you round and align you with your destiny and what it is that you need to be doing. And it could be purpose led. So it could be to do with, you might move away from this person and find what it is that your soul's been calling you to in terms of career, or your purpose, or what, you know, what you do for a living, how it is you serve the collective basically. You know, it could be that you move away from this person and it leads you into a spiritual community. It could lead you to, it's going to align you to something that's very abundant. And I don't feel like it's a relationship at this point. I feel like that's down the line. But at this point, it could be a soul friend, a soulmate as a friend. It could be, you know, a group of people that you align with, that you know, that create something magical for you. It could be a hobby, an interest, and again, like I said, it could even be a purpose. But there's definitely some kind of alignment that's coming in for you by ending this relationship. And this relationship, you cannot align to this thing, whatever it is. You cannot align to this thing until you remove this person from your life, this relationship you're currently in, or this connection you're currently in, because it's not serving you. And, you know, again, just to reiterate, you might do it now, you might do it 2 years down the line, but either way, you can't align to your true destined path until you remove this person. And it's going to be uncomfortable, and oftentimes transformation is uncomfortable. When you shred away the layers of the past, it feels horrendous, and sometimes you might miss those things, or this might be a reason why you don't want to end things, because you're comfortable and you might be thinking, well, do I want to, I'm not in any rush to kind of make my life feel uncomfortable right now. I'm not in any rush to be in pain, but sometimes you have to go through the storm in order to get to the good stuff. So I do feel like this is a situation here where it's one of those endings that would be very transformational. So it does feel karmic. It does feel quite karmic. It would be quite transformational in the sense that you would probably have a hard time with the ending, but it moves you on to bigger and better things, and you will probably down the line feel grateful for that. You know, it's one of those things where down the line you'd be like, do you know what, I've spent years putting this off, but actually it was the best thing I could have ever done. Let's see if there's any more messages to finish with. Right, we've got one more. So interestingly enough, we have got the twin flame card, and I feel like that's another kind of take for this connection and this reading, is that it's quite, profound that it's come out, and it came flying out the deck, by the way, as I'm saying. This is the sort of relationship that you'll look back on and think, I wish I'd have done it sooner, because it's aligned me to what I'm meant to be doing. But I also think it'll align you to who you're meant to be with. So that could be your twin flame, a soulmate, it could be your divine counterpart, whatever you want to call them. But the person that you are truly meant to be is out there waiting for you, and you can't get to them because you're with somebody who is holding you back, and who is a slow mover, and who's a non-starter, and who isn't giving to the connection. So that's all I've got for this reading, YouTube. But thank you for watching, and like I said before, please do like and subscribe, because it does inspire me to make more videos for the YouTube collective. And see you again soon.